welcome back to Sharpen Your Sword podcast, guys. It's good to have you back on. And today we are on episode 34, Sharpening Your Sword for 2025 and becoming the best version of yourself so you can conquer this upcoming year, guys. Every year, the whole world sets out to become a new year, new me person, okay? They write these big objectives down, big goals, very motivated. And very few people are actually dedicated to this process, and very few people are very prepared for this process, okay? The large majority of the population falls off, okay? And so today on episode 34, we're going to talk to you about sharpening your sword for 2025 and becoming ready for the new year. And like always, guys, I'm here with the number one co-host in the world, Giovanni Jimenez.
Hey.
What up, Gio?
What's up, man? I'm excited to be here. 2025 is finally here. 2024, it's gone, basically. It's basically gone. It was a great year. I gotta say, personally, it was the best year of my life. You know, people always say that cringily, right? Oh, this is the best year of my life, or this is the best year of my life. You know, I think like personal growth wise and just impact in my life, I think is the best year so far. So God bless for that, right? That I got blessed. Obviously, I could be in a very different position. I could be in a hospital right now, but it is not like that. I'm in a podcast room, so I'm blessed. So I'm excited looking to 2025. You know, 2024 was great. I expect 2025 to be better. What do you think? How was your 2024?
Man, I can't complain. You know, like, to be honest, I was just telling you before we started this, I didn't hit everything that I wanted for 2024. Mm-hmm. And the truth is, it does bug you, right? It does piss me off sometimes, but it's also like you always have to be grateful. And that's something that I'm working on more and more, right? I am grateful, but I'm trying to become even more grateful, right? And what you said is like, man, I'm thankful for 2024. It couldn't be bad, you know, but I'm excited for 2025. The truth is, when you look at what you've done, you've achieved things. Everybody has achieved things, right? Mm-hmm. Now, it's probably not to the extent that you wanted, right? And for me, it's not to the extent that I wanted. But I am very grateful. Thank God I'm alive, right? Thank God for the success of 2024, right? And it is cringy, but like people say, it's the best year, you know, that I've had. The truth is, I've had a good year. Maybe arguably one of the best years I've had, right? Mm-hmm. For many reasons, right? You can talk about finances. You can talk about your business goals. You can talk about personal goals, fitness goals. You can talk about so many things. But for me, I think I'm going to talk personal goals, right? It's being at peace, inner peace, having fulfillment in what I do, you know? And so I think I'm getting to that point of finding a true inner peace and being happy with what I have and what I've achieved, mm-hmm. and being happy solo, you know? And I think that's the thing that has a lot of people that haven't, that's the thing that not many people have said or can say, right? They have not achieved it. And so for me, like, just for that alone, I'm thankful. You know what I mean? And I try, you know, I'm very grateful. I've become very grateful this year. I've started a gratitude journal. So every day I write down a few things that I'm grateful for. Mm-hmm. You know, just whatever comes to my head, I just start writing. And whatever comes up in my head, I'll write down what I'm grateful for. So I always say, like, and for you guys to know, so you guys can practice this. I always say, like, in my religion, we say Alhamdulillah, right? Mm-hmm. Which means thank God. So I thank God for everything. So I say thank God, and I put what I'm grateful for. And honestly, that little exercise, I started a couple weeks ago, has made a big difference. It's crazy to say, yes. It's because you start writing and you start, like, if you don't catch yourself, you'll write 10, 15, 20 things. You'll just keep going. You know, I'm not sitting here planning, like, for my gratitude journal, I'm going to write this, and this. No. I open the journal and I just start writing. You know, my goal is to write just 5 things because I know I would just keep going. So I write 5 things, usually end up with 6, 7, 8, but you don't have to think about it. And so I think this is because how much I've sharpened my sword mentally, not just physically, because physically helps the mind, right? But mentally, to clear my mind of like this rot that I've talked about on the last 2 episodes ago, right? Episode 31 of the growth mindset and fixed mindset. I talked about this. And I think I've cleaned, this is just me being frank and, being vulnerable with you guys, is I've cleaned that, most of it, out of my mind. And people have it for different reasons. People have this for different reasons. But I think because I've worked my mind so much, now I can truly see things for what it is and see that I'm blessed, and I can see that I've achieved things, and I see that I've worked and earned things, and not just look at the world as a bad place and look at people as a bad place and look at having a fixed mindset or a scarcity mindset, So overall, all in all, 2024 was a good year. Thank God.
100%, I agree. There's this app that I use. It's hey, now this one only asks you for 5 things to be grateful for, right? Mm-hmm. Asks you 5 things to be grateful for, and then why you're grateful for them. What's funny is like every day I try to come up with something new, right? And then I'll realize like I started writing things like I'll be at work and I'll fill this out, and I'll be like, man, like I'm grateful for my desk that I can work on it. I'm grateful for my pens, whatever, like many minuscule things that you take for granted, right? Mm-hmm. You take them for given. You become grateful for because you realize like I have this and other people don't have them, right? Mm-hmm. Or how would I feel if I didn't have them?
Right.
So definitely that is awesome. I like that. I like definitely early in the morning giving thanks for what you have. Mm-hmm. But what do you think? That was 2024. What do you think of 2025 coming up? Like, what are your expectations? Like, what do you see in the horizon of 2025?
So, man, 2025, I'm looking forward to it, For some reason, like, I think it's because, again, like, a lot of self-development went into this year. This year was a tough year, I tried to carry it well and not show it, but it was truly a tough year. Many things happened this year, personally, financially, whatever it is. And just especially with the podcast, guys, like the truth is the podcast is a very big accountability source for me, right? Because I like to preach. I don't preach what I don't do, right? If I'm going to talk about it, I'm going to do it. I'm not going to be the guy that just talks about it. Mm-hmm. And so I think because of the Sharpening Your Sword 2024, like nonstop, although I did not achieve my goals, it's like I've been preparing for this upcoming year, mm-hmm. And I don't see nothing really negative in 2025. Even though, guess what? When today passes, I'm here on earth one less day. But I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking about I'm here. Hopefully I get to see 2025. And if I don't, it wasn't meant for me. Yeah. But I'm ready for 2025. I'm ready to go after it, right? I have things planned for it. And I see 2025 as a very successful year. I see 2025 as a very positive year. And I see 2025, I don't know, the year the black wolf, I don't know. Yeah. The year the lone wolf, going to the moon, I don't know. But it's going, God willing, it's going to be a good year. I see many things happening in the upcoming year. And that's, the truth is, that's a part of, going back to episode 31, guys, if you have not watched it. Episode 31, growth mindset versus fixed mindset. That's part of having a growth mindset, right? You have to already see that and feel that for you to be able to achieve it, mm-hmm. right? You already have to see it as a positive year for you to see positive return. So that's the way I see it. And I feel it in my gut, that it's going to be a good year. So I'm looking forward to it.
100%. I agree. I think I'm very excited for 2025. Like I said, 2024 was great. And I think 2024 was great, and I didn't perform at my fullest potential. Now what happens if I perform at an even better, have a better performance 2025? How much even better it can get, Mm-hmm. That's what excites me, It's like you can always get better. It's new year, new opportunity to grow, reflect on what you did. So I agree. I think 2025 is going to be amazing. I think it'll be even better, But everybody always says, now there's these memes, right? There's like 3 days into the new year, like Like, I already messed up 2025. 2026 my year for sure, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you see a lot of people, they're like, this is my year, right? And then everybody's like, this is my year. This is going to be my year, right? But most people, it's really not their year, right? It ends up being the same year. You know, why do you think that happens in people? That they think, oh, this is going to be my year, ends up just being like another typical year.
Yeah, that happens because it's a lack of self-development. That's why it truly happens, right? It's lack of self-development, personal development. If you're not working on yourself, you're going to do the same thing. You know, people say that out of motivation. People say that as an excuse because they're opening a new book. It's like reading a new book. You're excited, and you guess what? You after the first chapter, you're like, oh, okay. Like either you really love the book and you keep going, or it's just a book that you realize like it's not as good as you thought it was, and you just put the book away. You know what I mean? And so people say that because humans like starting new. They like starting clean, as a clean slate, as a new chapter. And so that's a good built-in excuse. Like, hey, it's already 2025. People are already saying it. I'm ready for 2025. And they've been saying that for the last 3 to 4 months, but they did not do anything the last 3 to 4 months to get them ready for 2025. You know what I mean? And so the lack of self-development, the lack of having sharp swords, you're going to get into 2025. And guess what's going to happen? It's not sunshine and rainbows. It's like the last 25 years on earth that you've been here. And you're motivated for 3 days or 2 weeks or 2 months or even 3 months. But guess what? You go back to square one. Why? Because your swords are not sharp enough. Self-development is not easy. Discipline and consistency is not easy, even for the guy that's sharp. Okay? I won't say I'm the sharpest guy on earth. Okay? But I know I'm sharp. And guess what? I struggle with it every single day. I have better days than others, but I struggle with it every single day. I have to sit here and remind myself.
Yeah.
Every day I have to remind myself. Now, there's some days I get up and I'm just ready to run through a wall. That's how I am. But it's not like that every day. And so if I don't decide to work out, if I don't decide to sharpen my body, my sword for my body or my mind, how do you expect me to push through a whole year of working toward a goal? Right? And that's the whole point of this episode, guys, is to get you to see what's the purpose of pursuing your dream, the purpose of pursuing your goals, like how important that is, you know? And go back to episode 24 of our podcast and you will see us talk about that, pursuing your dream and your goals. And you will see the importance of that. But going back to your question, people do that because of motivation and the new chapter.
Yeah.
And they lack sharp swords. And then after a few days, a few weeks, they go back to square one.
You know, it's interesting you say that because people will look at other people who are disciplined, who sharpen their sword, right? And they'll be like, that person is just, they're just built like that. They're just born like that. Like fudging. God gave them a V12 engine. He gave me 4 cylinders. And like, of course, that person is going to be able to be more disciplined and be able to hit these goals, right? Compared to me, because, you know, life is not fair, and I wasn't built like that person, you know? But like you said it, you're like, I struggle. Like there's days that you wake up, you're like, fudge, I do not want to do it, right? But you still do it, you know? So would you say it comes down to mindset?
It comes down to mindset, right? Episode 31 again. I'm going to keep telling you guys. Fixed mindset, growth mindset. We both entered this episode talking about how good 2024 was and how we are ready for 2025. I didn't sit here and talk and cry about the goals I did not. I told you I did not hit all my goals for 2024. I can sit here and cry about them right now. And the other day I did. I sat on my desk, I was pissed. I laid in my bed, I was pissed. You know what I mean? And realized like, man, time flew by. But I can't sit and dwell on that. That's gonna eat me up. I'm gonna go back to that brain rot that I talked about. You know? It's a mindset that you have to create from now. You have to work on this daily. This is not something that you don't work on daily. This is a daily exercise that you have to work on, that you have to do. Growth mindset, fixed mindset. Which one are you? Most people are fixed. What you just told me is a fixed mindset. That's a scarcity mindset. That's not a growth mindset. That's not an abundance mindset. For you to start seeing success, you have to see that there is success. That's the first thing. You have to start seeing there is success and there's a capability to achieve it. I don't care what it is that you want. Now, there's smart, realistic goals, and there's big, giant, unrealistic goals. Now, I don't even like to say unrealistic.
Yeah.
Big, giant goals. Because guess what? I truly believe there's still an opportunity to hit. You know what I mean? I always tell the story, and I said it early on my podcast. I was 18 years old. I was selling merchandise on the street. I was a street vendor, you know? And last year was a big 2024. I think it was 2024 is when I killed it. My deer, January, I believe. And I would go down this highway to go to work. And on this highway is, rural area, all farmland, a lot of deer I see out there, a lot of farmers, a lot of hunters. And I would drive an hour every morning on a Saturday to go work. And when it's deer season, I used to see 50 to 100 deer a day that have been killed by hunters, on the back of their trucks and four-wheelers and whatnot. I had nothing. I had no money. I was broke as a damn dog. You know what I mean? But I remember one thing that I kept telling myself is one day I will have it. I am going to keep working for it, whether it takes 5, 10, 12, 20 years. Doesn't matter. One day I'm going to have it, is what I kept telling myself. You know what I mean? And so it took me 7, 8 years to achieve that goal. 7, 8 years later, I finally got it. But why did I achieve that goal? I didn't sit there and think, and there was days that I did. I'll be upfront with you. There was days I sat there like, man, why is this happening to me? I've said that to myself, like, God, what did I do? Like, why do I deserve this? I'm sitting out here, I'm getting cooked in the sun. My hands are frozen in the winter, whatever the season was, right? My hands would be cracking and bleeding. I can't even count money. I couldn't fold my hands. Or I'm getting cooked in the sun. I'm freaking, dark as a freaking asphalt.
Yeah.
My eyes are bloodshot. Like, I'm dehydrated. I'm hungry. I'm thirsty. You know what I mean? Like, why is this happening to me? There's days I thought about that. But if I kept thinking that for years to come, do you think I would have ever went and got my own deer, killed my own deer, went down that same highway to the processor that I pass every day? And I told myself back then, I'm going to drop my deer off at that processor. I told myself over 10 years ago, I'm going to do it. Do you think that would have been possible if I didn't look at that it was a possibility? It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And this topic gets me hot, honestly, because most people are like that. They're going to sit here and cry and talk about why, like, they don't have the things they need. And this guy is Iron Man. He's a Superman. Somebody said that to me a few weeks ago. I'm like, bro, I'm a human being just like you. I bleed red just like you. We breathe the same oxygen. You know what I mean? We're both humans. It doesn't matter. It comes down to who's sharper. We talk about survival of the fittest on episode 33 with Mr. John, right? Are you part of that group? If you sharpen your sword, you become part of that group. That group is very small right now. You know what I mean? So if you're not practicing survival of the fittest, if you're not doing the things to become survival of the fittest with sharpening your sword, then you're going to look at your goals and your circumstances as a fixed mindset, not as there's opportunity and there's growth.
A lot of people will hear that, right? Like survival of the fittest, and yeah, I agree. There's in this world, there's the ones that hunt, and there's the ones that are hunted. But people will hear that, right? And they'll be like, "Well, that sounds kind of crazy." Like that's like you're saying that like some people are better than other people. That's like we're in a civilized society. Like we're no longer in the Paleolithic age where like some people get to survive and others don't. People like nowadays, like everybody has a right to survive and all this stuff, right? Now, granted, obviously, doesn't mean people need to die and people deserve to die for no apparent reason, right?
Right.
But what do you say about that? Where it's like they say that view is too extreme to look at it that way.
Of some people deserve to be here and some people don't.
No, that
or
it really is the survival of the fittest.
Look, this has been a part of human nature from day one. That's why people don't want to understand. We live in a new, it's called socialism, right?
What?
When people believe that they deserve, like we talked about, like sharing the land and.
Oh yeah, socialism / communism.
Socialism, where people believe they're entitled to something, or whatever it is. We've been like this since the beginning of our time. The one that's best equipped is the one that leads. The one that's best equipped is the one that's going to take the lead. The one that's best equipped is going to be the one that's successful. Okay? The one that's best equipped is going to get the woman. Okay? The one that's best equipped is going to lead the town. He's going to be the king. Okay? The one that's best equipped is going to be the best farmer. He's going to be the one that's rich. If you can't, back in the day, if you can't farm, you going to eat? No, you're not going to eat. If you couldn't hunt, you're going to have meat? If you didn't have a cow?
Nope.
So you're already not part of the survival of the fittest. The man that was the survival of the fittest, the man that was sharp, his sword was sharp, the man that was equipped with the skills, he got to feed his lady and his kids meat. Because he went out and hunted and gathered. Not many men physically, let alone mentally, were able to do that. Some of them were fat slobs eating cheeseburgers like today. You know what I mean? So you think that person is equipped? You know, so it's not that you deserve or I deserve to have this skill. You don't deserve shit. It comes down to survival of the fittest. Who's equipped with the best skills will make the most money. Who's equipped with the sharp mindset, with the sharp body? You will become part of the survival of the fittest. You have to equip yourself. That's the good thing about this. Unless you're bedridden, you're paralyzed. And there's people that are paralyzed and that they're in a wheelchair, and there's millionaires.
Yeah.
Okay, there's people that have done it. But unless you have an illness or something crazy that you can't work or you can't become better, you're a vegetable.
Yeah.
You ain't got no damn excuse. Okay? Yep. You equip yourself with those skills. Guess what? If you see a warrior, a samurai, you know, he's this bad dude that everybody talks about, man, that's the #1 samurai. That's a Hotomoto samurai, the top rank samurai.
Yeah.
You think he just showed up as the #1 samurai, the top ranked samurai? No, he killed a lot of people. He trained with that sword. He swung that sword thousands of times.
Yeah.
He's in shape, mentally and physically. So you have to become that guy. If you don't get to provide for your family the way you want. You don't get to provide for yourself, your community, your country, everybody, everything. Okay, so there's not such thing as I earned this, I deserve this, you deserve this. No, you want it, you become that person.
Yeah.
And so that's what we're talking about is sharpening your sword for 2025. How do you become that person? To become the #1 Giovanni of 2025, the best version of yourself. Right? Ed Milet talked about it. He said, when I go to heaven one day and I see me in heaven, like if it was me, I want him to look at me and say, man, you did everything. You're the best version that you truly fulfilled the best version of yourself. I don't want to see him and he says, man, you could have done this, this, and this, or you didn't achieve the best Ed Milet or the best Giovanni out there. You want to see your other person and be like, yep, you achieved it. Good job. To the fullest.
Yeah.
You know, and that's not going to happen from people giving you handouts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So going in 2025, again, that's a fixed mindset, what you said. Going in 2025, you have to have a growth mindset. I will become a warrior. I will become the #1 guy. I will become the sharpest sword in my group. Okay? Now, you have to hang out with sharp swords, but guess what? If I'm hanging around with the group of men, I'm trying to be the sharpest man in the group. That's my goal. Mm-hmm. And that's why I train jiu-jitsu every day. That's why I train my body. Right? That's why I train with other things. To sharpen my sword. I want to be the sharpest man in the group. When shit hits a fan, I'm going to be prepared for it. Whether it's crazy shit or just business or family or personal, whatever it is.
100%. And so, you know, I think it comes down to the fact that a lot of people, they realize that their sword is not sharp, or they realize they don't have the skills. And if things reverse back to survival of the fittest, right? It's like the true survival of the fittest. They feel like they don't got it. Like, damn, I'm not that. Like, my sword is not that sharp. My sword is not that sharp. I don't sharpen myself mentally or physically, you know? And I feel like it starts making them feel insecure, you know? And people, at the same time, they don't want to, you know, the truth hurts, you know? The truth hurts. Like being honest with yourself, saying, hey, your sword is not sharp, or you're not as good as you could be, you know? And so people feel when you talk like that, it makes them feel insecure. Mm-hmm. And so they don't want to hear that, you know? But what is the importance of knowing, hey, your sword is not where it should be, you know? And you shouldn't feel bad about it. You should do something about it. You know? Because I think most people, they hear that, or they hear people like you talk, right? And they tune it off. Because it make it feel like, damn, like, fudging, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. But in order for me to not feel bad, that's just crazy talk. This is a new society, you know? Yeah. In this world, like, that's back then, you know? Don't, that's not right. Yeah. You know?
I mean, the importance of that is knowing the truth. One guy said it. He said, man, if you are in a group and you're talking with the men or whatever it is, and they say something like, hey, I'm a millionaire, and you feel insecure or you felt some kind of way, right? First of all, you're insecure. You lack confidence, okay? But second thing is because you don't have it. That's the truth. You don't have it. So if I'm sitting here and I'm saying like, hey, we're using an example. I can hunt my own meat for my family. I've had guys said it before, like, okay, what does that make you so special? Shit, I killed my own deer meat. My own deer, I know where it came from. I did it myself and did the whole process. I'm capable of doing it. You feel the way you are saying, you're saying that because you feel that because you lack the skills to do it. You can't do it for your family if it needed to happen. Mm-hmm. I know you can't. And so he projected at me like that. Like, oh, what does that make you so cool? It's because he didn't have that skill. Why did he project that way? There was insecurity. That dude ain't ready. Okay? I'm not talking about me. Back in the day, you can go in there and take somebody's lady easily. Even today, you can do it. Yeah. Because he ain't fit for her. He ain't fit to protect her and feed the family and leave from the front. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, that's normal. You go in a village, you clean a village out, you take what they got. Yeah. It still happens today, not to that extreme. Plenty of people lose spouses to lack of skills and lack of sharper sword. Plenty of entrepreneurs lose their business to other businesses because they lack the skills, they lack the sharpness of the sword compared to the next business. Okay? And so when people do that and they can't be true with themselves. Okay, if it's a male, he's a boy. If it's a lady, she's a girl. If you can't be true with themselves. If you do jiu-jitsu, you're a white belt if you can't be true with yourself. I told you before, if you're not true to yourself and you don't mean what you say, your body knows you're lying. Your conscience knows you're lying. Your mind knows you're lying. So you're never going to hit the next level. So if I sit here, I'm going to talk about myself and say, Mo, you're out of shape. You're not the sharpest in the group or the top 3 in the group. In a group of 10 men. If I can't admit that fact to myself, you think I'm ever gonna, if you tell me that, but I don't admit it truly to myself, you think I can get to the number, let me get to the top 5. Let me get to the top 6. I don't want to be on the bottom of the list. You think I can even go up the list if I'm not true to myself? Nope. You know what I mean? I can't. It's not possible. So these people use it as an excuse. They use it as toxic masculinity. That you talk this way. No, I'm being honest with you. Back in the day, if you couldn't hunt, you ain't feeding your wife. She's going to be eating at another man's table. Yeah. If you can't feed your kids, they're going to be hungry. They're going to be eating at another man's table. If you couldn't acquire the skills to make money, which is a big one. It's still to today's time. If you can't acquire, you don't have the skills to create wealth. Okay? Create money, generate money. You ain't protecting your family. You know what I mean? Easy times make weak men. And we live in that time.
We live in the easy times where weak men being created?
Easy times with weak men. I don't care how they say the economy sucks and it's hard. No, this is still, we live in 2024 where everything you say, everything is censored. I can't hurt your feelings. I can't be true to you, right? And at the end of the day, I can go order. Now, guys, you don't even have to get out the car. The food comes to you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Let alone go hunt the damn deer. You know what I mean? So you have to be honest with yourself. You have to be 100% with yourself in order for you to get to the next level. So you can't sit there and get upset when somebody's talking about sharpening your sword. And if you feel insecure, guess what? It's true. It's not that you lack confidence. It's true. If you're feeling some type of way in a negative way when somebody's talking about going to kill a deer or creating money or having money or being physically fit or being survival of the fittest and you don't like it, guess what? It's true to you. That's directed at you. If little Johnny doesn't like what I'm saying right now, he gets his panties in a wad, guess what? Little Johnny, you better go to work.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You know, listen to you talk. You know, I think, especially in this modern world where you can be in this modern world in America, you know, because if you look at Africa, you look at Mexico, like, you look at all these less places that are less developed like us, less civilized like this society. It's still dog-eat-dog world. Like, actual, like, I'm taking this village and I'm taking the women and pillaging and all that stuff. But I think here in the society, it's easy to forget that it's a competition amongst everybody, you know? And that used to be just amongst the men. Now the women are being educated. Now it's competition with the women and the men. Mm-hmm. You know, I think people forget the fact that they're too busy living their own life. You forget that, hey, it's a competition. Like, as you're striving to achieve your goals, other people are striving to achieve those same goals, right? In the sense now if you have like I want to lose weight goal. Okay, no one's, you're on your body. But like, it's saying business, I want to achieve this percentage of the industry. Someone else is also going there, you know? And I think it's very important what you say, that it is, we are hunters, and it is survival of the fittest. Because at the end of the day, it comes down to, it's everybody against everybody. It's not, you're not just a lone player in this world.
Yep.
You know? So that is very powerful. That got me motivated right now. I want to do some push-ups.
But it's true, man. You're not the only one here. It's just true. We've talked about it plenty of times. You're not the only one here. You know, but here's a good thing. You don't have to go kill nobody. I mean, like, don't go off the wall on people and start, like, we're not talking about that. We're talking about previous times and how things work. You know, but for 2025, you got to be that guy. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm talking on the deep end, guys, by the way. But I'm trying to get you guys ready for 2025. But this is a good quote that I heard. And just related to this, and then we're going to go ahead and jump into this 2025. But it said old lions don't die of old age. They die in the jaws of younger lions. You know what I mean? And so the lion, you know, the old lion that's ruling, guess what? A younger one comes and eats him. Silverback gorilla of the jungle, guess what? A new silverback comes in and takes him out.
Yeah.
That's everywhere. And horses, there's a pecking order. The most dominant leads. That's the one that gets to eat first. Cows, there's a pecking order. That's the one that gets to eat first. Chickens, there's a pecking order. Deer, it's hunting season. Guess what? I watch them. The big buck comes in, runs off the little deer when there's ladies on the field. He'll come a mile away when he smells a buck on that field.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. We're animals. You know what I mean? Now take this into 2025. Take this mindset into 2025. I'm going to be the best version of myself. Don't worry about anybody else yet, guys. Okay? I'm not talking to the guys that are trying to achieve everything. This is also for them. But I'm talking about just for the general population. Be that self with you. Be that person against your own self. Be that person. Be the younger lion compared to the older lion, which is be you, the newer you, compared to your previous you. Right? So beat the previous you. Beat the old you. Create a new you that's going to beat the old you. You know, I have a guy that I train right now. He's actually become a pretty good friend of mine. His name is Alan. And we were rolling, and he's a bigger guy. He was on top of me. He was smothering me, man. He was killing me. Mm-hmm. It was 6 a.m. the other day, Tuesday. And he's on top of me. I'm like, bro, you're killing me, Alan. And he looks at me and he said it. He's like, you think I can beat Alan 3 months ago? I said, guaranteed, you'll do it. And that's what you want to be. You want to beat the guy that beats Giovanni 3 months ago. You want to be the Gio at the end of 25 that will beat Gio at the beginning of 2025. You know what I mean? So that's the whole point of this, guys. Sharpening your sword for 2025. Okay? And so it starts off with the growth mindset. First thing is mindset. Sharpen those swords. Sharpen your swords, okay? And so what are we going to look, what are we already going into 2025 with? A lot of the population, okay, not everybody, okay, politically.
Yeah.
Already going into 2025, guys, all I've ever been hearing is positive things for the economy, right? Because we have a businessman as a president, okay? We have a businessman as a president, and then we have, what's his name? Already for our health also, JFK, you know?
And we got Elon Musk and that motherfucker.
Elon Musk, you know, there's so many things. It's like our power team, apparently, right? For me, guys, it don't matter who the president is. I don't give a damn, right? I don't rely on who the president is for my success. I'm saying that not to say like, I hate politics. I do hate politics. But if you're already one of the guys that is relying heavily on politics for your success, yeah, I don't believe you're the survival of the fittest, because your neck is in the hands of somebody else. Right? The noose is in somebody's hand. That's the way I look at it. Survival of the fittest, you created regardless of who's in office. Okay? But conservatives, big companies, you know, entrepreneurs, they're happy. Okay? Trump is in office. The money's finna start rolling in, which is a good start. If you're an entrepreneur, we're already off to a good start. Regardless of your political background, we're off to a good start. You know why? Because it's faith. Money is faith.
Yeah.
Business, some of it is faith. So if entrepreneurs and companies, you know, and the big ballers are already faithful in a good economy, guess what? They're gonna let some money go. The money's gonna start circulating. You know?
So it's gonna stimulate the economy.
The economy is gonna be stimulated.
I agree. You know, and all these people, right? And look at this thing. All these people were excited for Donald Trump, and he made promises that the economy's going to blow up, right? But just if you bought into it, now you got no excuse to have a bad 2025.
Yep.
If you're like fully bought into it, and that he's going to restore it, and the money's already moving, then you got no excuse.
Yep.
And the reality of it is, if you wanted Kamala to win, but then what? She's not going to win, and so automatically you already going to have a bad next 4 years.
Yep.
You're going to surrender 4 years to a man like. Oh, you said it's powerful. Now he got the noose on you.
Yeah.
You know, it reminded me one time when I told you I started taking pre-workout, and you were like, you were like, oh, you need pre-workout to work out, right? And I'm like, leave me alone, right? This is helping me out, right? But then you said, he was like, one time you said like, and you weren't even talking like about me, right? It was just something random, right? And you said, he was like, that's as if like the silverback gorilla says, oh, I can't fight today. I didn't have my banana.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucking true. You relying on, like, if you relying on Kamala to win, now you can't succeed.
Yeah.
If you're relying on Trump to win, now you automatically gonna succeed. That doesn't mean you're automatically gonna succeed.
Yeah.
You know, like at the end of the day, you got to put in the work. These people, they do stimulate. They could make some difference, but they can't make a difference to a point where they make you into a millionaire. They make you reach your big goals. But absolutely, like, we're saying that we were talking about how you're talking about interest rates are going to lower. That just means that more loans are going to be approved, more credit cards, cars, more
Housing
people buying
market.
houses.
Housing market's a big one.
People buying houses, and with that, all the appliances that come, furniture, that stimulates more industries.
Inflation's supposed to come down. Grocery shopping, traveling.
People traveling.
Yeah, I mean,
Groceries, everything. So everything looks picture perfect to have a great 2025, right?
Yeah.
Everything is like we got past the storm. Now, what excuse is there?
there ain't no excuse, baby. You know, there ain't no excuse, and there was never an excuse. Okay, you got to take the excuses out. You have to be 100% with yourself. Take the excuses out. Okay, and I don't want to make this whole thing political, but again, the noose is not in somebody's hand. For me, right? I'm gonna do what I gotta do, regardless of who's in office. I am fully committed to my process, to my journey. I'm all in. I have no plan B. Okay? I'm just not wired that way. I'm not built that way. I want to give myself, my family, my community, the country, everything, the best that I can give. I want to leave this earth knowing that I gave everything possible. Okay? But it starts, guys. It's not going to happen overnight. Right? Some people look at me and like, Coach Mo, this and this and that. Well, here I am 12 years, 13 years later, 14 years later. I told somebody the other day, I've already spent half of my life at 29, okay? And everybody has it worse. Don't worry. I'm not saying I have it worse than you or I'm better than you. I'm not saying that. Somebody, doesn't matter how bad you have it, somebody has it worse than you. I don't care how bad you have it. There's kids in the Middle East right now in the Gaza Strip. Guess what? They're eating dog food. They're eating grass clippings. I have nothing to talk about how bad it was. But I'm saying, for people that see Coach Mo today or see Mo Sharpen His Sword podcast, they see Gio Sharpen His Sword podcast, and they just think a miracle happened. No miracle happened. Okay? It's the process of sharpening your sword, and it was a long process. It was a long journey, and it's not done. And it's nowhere near to be done. So now it's time for you guys to go into 2025, regardless of your political background. Everything is aligning. People have faith. Everybody's talking about how it's going to become better. We just need money to move. But you don't have to be, this is coming from an entrepreneur. We're talking about money because that's part of our entrepreneurial journey. But 2025 does not have to be around money for you guys. Your goals don't have to be becoming a millionaire. Millionaire does not make you happy. Trust me. Having a lot of money does not make you happy. Having all these things necessarily that you want, it doesn't make you happy. When you're talking about material, having that nice hat, sharpening your sword gear, right? Doesn't necessarily make me happy. Okay? What makes you happy is knowing that you did the best for yourself. That you did the work for yourself. That you worked on yourself. The body is happy when you work on it. The mind is happy when you work on it. It needs to be stimulated. Physically and mentally, you need to be stimulated. You need to put it through some work. The mind always feels better when you put it through some work. Whether it's physical or just mental of reading or educating yourself. I tell people all the time, have you ever done a hard workout and felt bad at the end of it? No, you always feel good. Somebody the other day in jiu-jitsu was like, Coach, I did not want to train. Mm-hmm. Last night, my friend Tony, Coach, I was sick for 2 weeks. It was hard coming in. It was hard. I was like, the main thing is you're here. How do you feel? Feel good. He fought a battle mentally and physically to get to jiu-jitsu. Yeah. He didn't feel bad. He felt better. Okay? So now we're going to talk about opportunities for you in 2025. And what we can do to help you guys achieve the best you for 2025. And truly get after it for 2025. And achieve the thing. Okay, guys? And so the opportunities for growth are abundant. That's the first thing. There's opportunity. I don't care what you think. Again, put politics to the side. I don't care if you're a liberal, a Democrat, whatever you are. Even a conservative and you don't want Trump, I don't care what it is. Go ahead and accept the fact that there's opportunity. That's going to start you on the road for success. Okay? Now, start with SMART goals, guys. Okay? But before we start with that, I want you to do one thing for me. I want you to look at opportunities. Try to identify opportunities. Look for where there is opportunities for you. Okay? Opportunities in fitness, physical health, and mental health, and financial, and relationship. Okay? All of this, look for the opportunities in each one. You have to accept that there is opportunities to achieve these things. There's opportunities to achieve these things, okay? And how do we do this? Okay? For you guys that know me good, I'm a Muslim. Okay? So I go to Friday prayer. Mm-hmm. It's Friday service, like Sunday service for most Christians, right? So for us, it's on Friday. So a few weeks ago, the sheikh, which is a priest, a Muslim priest, right, was talking to, and he said, I'm going to talk to my kids. He's an older guy. He said, you guys are like my kids, you know? And he said, your point is for you to become better, right? So again, same kind of topic as new year, new me. And he said, how do we do this? He said, don't be like my generation and the old generation. We kind of just walked the earth, just went through the motions and died off. Mm-hmm. They didn't really achieve nothing big. They didn't really achieve our dreams. They didn't get to achieve the best of ourselves. So I'm talking to my kids, the young generation. Okay? You guys have opportunity. You have time. You don't need to see a successful merchant and say, I want to be a successful merchant just because you see him with a lot of money or you see him with the Mercedes. You don't have to see a doctor and see him as a successful doctor and fame and all of this and say, I want to become a doctor, or I want to become a pilot, or I want to become a football player or a soccer player, professional athlete. No. That's also good to see people and want to be like them, right? But you need to look at what you have, your skills. Everybody has skills, right? And again, some people lack skills these days. And the one that lacks skills also gonna get ate by the young lion. So I don't want you to get eaten by the young lion, right? So look at what you guys have. Look at your skills. What can you do with your skills for 2025? You know what I mean? You may be a good accountant. You may be good with numbers. Maybe accounting is an example. What can I do with numbers that will make me money if one of my goals is financial goal? Still work your job. What can I do with my skills to generate a little bit more money? What can I do with my skills to become better? You know what I mean? To acquire new things for 2025. What can I do with my skills to get me closer to achieve my goals for 2025? I do numbers. Okay, let's do some numbers on my fitness. How many days of training do I need to train? How much time? How many reps? How many sets? How much days of recovery? How many calories? How many macros I need to do? Do all the math since you know numbers. Use that skill for your fitness. Use that skill for your mindset. Use that skill to generate wealth. So look at what you have first. Go ahead and establish, I have these things that can help me for 2025. You know?
100%. 2025. Motherfucking. I'm excited about 2025. And with 2025, right? Obviously comes goal setting. You know? Goal setting is very important. It gives you a roadmap. You know, if I tell you get to this destination, if you don't have a GPS, you don't have a map, how the hell are you going to get there?
Yep.
By the chance of God? You know? And you know what's crazy? A lot of people... Now, there's nothing wrong with having faith. You need I think as a person, you need to have faith. But you can't just put it all in God's hands. You can't just freaking close your eyes, right? You're drunk driving, you're like, God, take the wheel. God's going to take you straight into a ditch, right? But
I don't know if God's going to take you straight to a ditch. There may be ditches on the side, and rivers and cliffs, but you decide, you know what I mean?
But what is the importance of setting goals? You know, having your goals for 2025. And what should you start your goals? I think that you should start putting your goals before the year even starts. You know, not waiting until 2025. You're like, well, what do I do now? Now you feel like you're in a rush. Like already, you said this week we had a meeting about it, right? And okay, we got all these things, right? You're like, we can sit here and brainstorm and we gonna solve the world, but you gotta execute, right? Before we get to the execution, why is it important, and what the importance, not just for actually achieving your goals, but for you as a person to have goals leading into you, to give you purpose, to have a goal, something to go after, not just wandering.
So, man, again, go back to episode 24, right? Your dream. Go back to watch episode 24 if you have not yet, okay? The good thing about writing your goals down is you need to, first of all, sit down and reflect on this year, okay? Go ahead and sit down and reflect on 2024. What did you achieve? What made you happy? What you didn't like? What challenges? Well, all this. Look at all of this, okay? But you need to find inside of you your real purpose, your real goal. Don't worry about Joe and Schmo, goofball over here, of why I want to become a millionaire because he's a millionaire. No, I want to become a millionaire because I want to give to charity. I want to become a millionaire because I want a Lamborghini. Whatever it is that you want, I don't give a damn. That's you and your goal. Go find it, okay? The good thing with goal setting is, even though motivation burns out, when you sit down and you start writing goals, what happens? You get motivated. Mm-hmm. You over here, you're on fire. I'm finna conquer the world. I'm gonna be like Christopher Columbus. I'm finna sail the ocean.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna discover America. Yeah, I mean, you go down this rabbit hole. I start thinking about goals. I'm ready to run through a wall. So, part of it is motivation. When you're goal setting, if you truly go deep into goal setting, you're gonna be real. You need to be real with yourself, and you're gonna realize, okay, why do I have this goal? When I say deep, guys, you need to sit down and really go into deep thought. And it may be over a few days. This is not like, hey, 5 minutes, boom, 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 boom. No, you want a goal for 2025? Go work out 3 days a week from now until January 1st. Go ahead and start. That's simple. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about on a larger scale. Maybe lose 25 pounds for 2025. Why do you want to lose 25 pounds? Well, I have diabetes. I have cholesterol. I have a health issue because of my weight. I have joint pain because of my weight. You know what I mean? Or I lack enjoying time with my kids. I don't have the energy. Why? Because I'm physically out of shape. Or I don't feel good in my own skin. Or the weight is affecting me mentally. So go into why. That's just an example why. I need to make $25,000 more 2025. Why do I want to make $25,000? Just so I can say, hey guys, I made $25,000. No, I want to take my family on a trip. Or I want to take my family on 3 trips. For 2025, usually we go on a trip once a year. If I want to take them on 3 big trips, nice trips, I need to generate $25,000. That's my reason why. Or I need to generate $25,000. This way we're a little bit more comfortable. Or my wife can go from part-time, full-time to part-time. You know what I mean? Whatever the reason is, have a reason for it. Don't just say you want to generate this money. You know what I mean? Don't say I want to lose this weight. So that's the importance of goals, is for you to real goal setting. Like legit goal setting. And I'm going to give you guys an extra gift here at the end of this in a little bit. Is you need to come down to the point of really, this year, guys, put the BS aside. Put the bullshit aside. I'm talking about 2025. I am, for some reason, guys, I've always liked helping people. For some reason, I'm super motivated to help more people achieve 2025. Mm-hmm. I think it's because I'm seeing more of the reward. And I'm like, man, only if more people can see this. They'll be happier. They can do whatever they want. They'll be mentally and physically better. You know what I mean? And this is all through your support and all through Sharpen the Sword and Giovanni and all this, guys. And so that's why we're making this episode before 2025. Okay? But you need to come down and really come for 2025. Start today. When you watch this podcast, have a legit blueprint game plan for 2025. Okay? With the goals, the reasons, the steps, the actions, the challenges that you may face, how you're going to overcome the challenges. All of this you need to set for 2025. Goal setting is going to motivate you. It's going to help you on top of the motivation. It's going to help you with focus. You're going to be focused on it. And guys, I always say pen and paper. Old school, pen and paper. Because when you write, you're physically writing. Your mind and your body's recording what you're writing. Old school, pen and paper. Mm-hmm. So it's going to help you with focus. The second thing is going to help you with accountability when you see it on the paper. There's a document, goal setting. I pull this document out. That's my accountability if I don't have nobody to hold me accountable. So it's another thing. When you write it down, it's accountability for yourself. You wrote it down. You have a timeline. When you're going to achieve this goal. How you're going to achieve this goal. What are you going to do? The steps, the challenges, everything is written down. Now you have an accountability, and you just wrote a recipe for you to achieve this goal. You have the recipe. Now you have the game plan on following the goal. That's why it's important to write goals. Okay? And so that's just a little bit of why it's important to set goals.
100%. And so, a lot of times, there's a saying, it was like people overestimate what they can do in a year, but they underestimate what they can do in 5 years, right? Now, you will see like a lot of people, they'll have these how do you say it? Like, obviously, I don't believe in the fact that you can over dream. You know, I think it's better to over dream than to under dream. You know, better to fall short on these super big goals than to achieve these very easy goals that you could have achieved. You know, at the end of the day, you're like lying to yourself. You know, you're selling yourself short. You don't believe you can achieve higher. But so were people? Now this happens to everybody, where you feel like this year is gonna make or break me, right? And if it doesn't happen this year, then it won't happen anymore. Yeah. You know, because people like they'll sell themselves so much on this 1 year, right? What do you say about that? Where it's like, no, I do believe that one year you could pivot from this was my life before and this was my life after. What do you think about like when people overestimate what they can do in 1 year and they don't see life, they see it just as, how to say this, like they get 1 year, 1 year, 1 year, 1 year, right? And they don't see that it all runs together. Like this year feeds into the next year and the next year feeds into the other. And it's not just this one. If this is a fail, then my whole life has been a fail. If I fail this year, then it's going to continue being failure. You know what I mean? Yeah. For people that, let's say they didn't achieve what they wanted in 2024, now leading into 2025, they have kind of like you said, like fixed mindset of, well, I didn't achieve it last year. Who says I can't achieve it this year? Yeah.
Well, it goes back to the powerful quote. You know, I forgot who said it. Whether you believe you can or you can't, you're right. You know what I mean? And honestly, guys, I'm trying to restrain here, but I want to go in on just go in on this topic. Bro, whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. Go do it. But shut your mouth. Don't complain. Don't be that sore loser. And if you're a man, be a man. Shut your mouth, especially if you're married and you have people around you or you're a leader. Nobody wants to hear it. Nobody cares about it. Nobody wants to hear a loser keep crying about the reason why they couldn't win the game. Shut up. That's what I got for you. So whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. Okay? So that goes back to fixed mindset. So if you think that failing in 2024 is going to prevent you from succeeding in 2025, guess what? You're right. Because you believe it. Now, is it true? No, it's not true. If you look at Mo 10 years ago, I'm not the same Mo. I'm telling you, completely different guy. Mm-hmm. On two different ends, not even like a little bit. Two different ends. Okay? So if you believe 2024, even after losing in 2024, you believe you can make it in 2025, guess what? You're on the right road. That's the growth mindset. Episode 31 again. Go back and watch episode 31 and watch episode 24, Pursuing Your Goals. Okay? Guys, because you failed does not mean the end of the road. Michael Jordan has lost a game. Was that the end of the road for him?
No.
No, he's still written down in number one person in history. One of the best athletes in history. One of the best basketball players. One of the best entrepreneurs in history. You know what I mean? Nike signed him because it's just some Joe Schmo guy, basketball player they needed to give a pair of shoes to. Now look at him. Everybody, the whole world wearing his shoes.
Mm-hmm. People dying over his shoes.
You know what I mean? They're killing each other over his shoes. Was that the end of the road for him?
Yeah. Nope.
You know? So, guys, this is building blocks, okay? Like I said, people like to start as a clean slate. If you had bad last few years, guess what? You're okay. We did too. But now it's time to start 2025, and it doesn't matter what happens in 2025. You let the momentum carry on. You want the compounding effect. Even if it's something small, guys. Even if you say 5 pounds is small, guess what? That's still a big deal. That 5 pounds is going to help you conquer something else. We had somebody that trained jiu-jitsu. His goal was to lose 5 pounds 2 years ago at the last 30, 45 days of the year. He's down over 30 pounds. Mm-hmm. Okay? Compounding effect. Okay, so whether you believe you can or you can't, you're right. So my goal for you guys right now is you have to see there's opportunity. You have to look for the growth and make yourself believe there's opportunity and I can still achieve it. I can get into the last day of 2024, guess what? I'm still working toward my goal. Why is the purpose of working toward my goal? Because me working toward my goal is a way of still sharpening my sword. And as long as I sharpen my sword, I will become better. Maybe not to the point that I wanted for 2024, but as long as I sharpen my sword and I persist on this plan of my goals, I will get better for 2025. And like I said at the beginning of the show, I didn't achieve everything for 2024. But guess what? A lot of what I did is preparing me for 2025. And God willing, inshallah, 2025 is going to be the best year ever.
Amen.
You know what I mean? And so you have to have that mindset. I don't care if I failed. I'm going to do it again. And slowly, guys, it may not be the biggest improvements, but slowly you will become a better version of yourself. You will come in 2025 a little bit better. You'll go into 2026 a little bit better, which you're going to do even more in 2026. But it's the process of sharpening the sword every single day and staying consistent and disciplined every single day. That's how you get better. And you will look up 3, 4, 5, 10, 15 years later and look and be like, man, I didn't know I had all this. I didn't know I achieved all this. You know what I mean? This is a process. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Now, in the goal setting for 2025, we do want some sprints. You don't want everything to be a marathon. Mm-hmm. Okay?
That's powerful. That's true. You know, I think you can also fall into a trap where it's like, it is a marathon. You know, like you said, they say that big, massive goals take like 10 years. I heard that if you want to be like a millionaire, like it'll take you like 10 years. Mm-hmm. You know, most people, they expect, especially with social media, 1 year, 2 years, months, right? The get rich quick scheme. Yep. Which is it's a story is all this time, and they keep selling it, and people keep falling for it. But into the goals, right? You have what is known as the SMART goals: the specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goals. So, you know, why is it important to have a specific goal? For example, one of the biggest goals for everybody is like money. Like you said, like I want to have 25K at the end of the year extra, right? To generate 25K extra so I can take my family to vacation. Or 25K I can have extra so I can buy a rental property or whatever. Why is it important to have it specific? And I just say, I want to have a lot of money. Or I want to get strong. I want to get jacked. I want to get good in jiu-jitsu. Yeah. Instead of, I want to have these skills. I want to have this. Why is it important to break down to specific and have measurements for their goals?
Well, you want to break it down into SMART goals for a lot of reasons, right? When you go into SMART goals, you're starting with specific. I need a specific goal. I can't have just a general, right? Some of the best doctors are what?
Indian? No,
no, there's specialists.
Yeah.
The best doctors are specialists.
True.
You know, when I have a neck problem and I go to a doctor, do I want to just see a general doctor, or do I want to go to a specialist that knows the neck?
The specialist knows the neck.
He's gonna know everything inside of it. Dr. Johnny. Mm-hmm. He's a doctor. And he's orthopedic, right? What does he specialize in?
Shoulders.
Shoulders. He can pull my shoulder up and down and tell me this is what's wrong with it. Without going into the clinic, he can tell me all this. And he can give me a game plan on how to rehab my shoulder. On the spot. It doesn't have to go look in the book. On the spot. He's a specialist. So he's achieved that specific topic. And so with SMART goals, it's the same thing. When you have a goal, I want to lose weight, what does that consist of? You think you're going to just lose weight? You think it's going to be easier to just lose weight when it's not specific? So I need to know why I want to lose weight. Okay, I want to lose weight, X, Y, and Z. Okay, now how much weight do I want to lose? Specific goal. Mm-hmm. I want to lose, give me a number.
I'll say 20.
I want to lose 20 pounds in 2025. By the end of 2025, right? I want to lose 20 pounds. There's my specific goal. I can measure that now. Now it's a goal, but it's measurable. So when I measure it, now I can track it. What have we been talking about in our meetings for the last 2 months?
If you can track it, you can improve it.
You know what I mean? If you can track and improve it, we kept talking about stats. We need to see the number. Need to see it. Need to see it. Need to see it. Okay? So we can measure that now. 20 pounds for the year. It's a little bit under 2 pounds a month. Mm-hmm. Now my goal is to lose under 2 pounds a month. Lose around 2 pounds a month. I can measure that. I start my diet. I can measure the macros now. How much I need to eat. How much I need to work out. See what happens in the first 2-3 months. See what I lost in the first 2-3 months. Oh, maybe I lost too much weight. Okay, let me up my macros a little bit. Or I'm not losing enough weight. Let me change my macros a little bit. Okay, in the first 3 months, I have the right macros. I have the right workout conditioning. I'm losing about 2 pounds a month. I'm already down 5-6 pounds. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, oh man, it's working. You know what I mean? Now we keep following it because now I know it's achievable. I'm achieving it now. Now you just follow it and tweak it as you go. But if I'm gonna say I'm gonna lose weight, my weight's gonna keep going up and down the whole year. I need to pick an exact number and measure it and how I'm gonna achieve those measurements. You know what I mean? Mm. And I need to set a time on it. Okay, 20 pounds for the year. Okay, that's one time for it. Okay, now let me lose. Every month, I want to lose 2 pounds. That's another time. Every quarter, I lose 6 pounds. Now it's measured. Now I can follow this goal every month, and every quarter, every year. Yeah. Now that's the importance of that. That's why it has to be specific. With the money that I want to achieve, $25,000, $20K. Why do I want $20K? Okay, I need $20K for 2025 because I want to give, $5,000 to charity. That leaves me at 15,000 more. I need roughly 12,000 for Disney. Okay, now I have 3,000. I need 3,000 for a trip to, the Smokies. Now I have the specific goal of the money, the exact money I need, and why. Okay? Now if I need that money inside of the 2025, okay, I'm taking a trip to the Smokies. So I need to acquire $3,000 in the first quarter. We're going in April. Okay? $3,000 January through March. Let's achieve it. How can I achieve it now? Okay, 3,000 in 3 months is 1,000 a month. How do I generate 1,000 a month now? How do I generate $250 a week now? Okay, it's not the first month I fell short. Now I need to tweak it. I have 2 more months to achieve this goal. That's the importance of specific goals. Not to just say I want to lose weight, I want to make more money, I want to travel. Yeah. You want to lose weight, why? How much? By when? You want to travel? How much it costs? By when? Why? That's the importance of SMART goals, okay? So you need SMART goals, guys. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. You have to know the goal, you need to take the measurement, and you need to set a time frame for it. Mm-hmm. These are, let's say for the SMART goals, let's start with the small things. 20 pounds for the year. You know what I mean? I want to start with, I want to make extra, whatever the number is for you. I want to make extra 5,000 for 2025. Just $5,000 more. That's all I want to make is 5,000 more. Okay? I want to take care of my body. I'll give you one of my goals. One of my goals is I'm becoming very obsessive with my body right now, of recovery. Okay? I have a sauna now. I have an ice bath. Already going into 2025. I started it in 2024. But now going in 2025, I'm prepared. I'm going to do this on this day. I'm going to do this on this day. I'm going to stretch, ice bath, sauna. I'm going to massage once a month. I'm going to dry needle once a month. I'm going to do a chiropractor once a month. I'm taking care of myself. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so, what is it the goal that you want for 2025? Give me one example.
Let's see.
It doesn't have to be nothing crazy,
I want to make 1,000 more a month.
You want to make 1,000 more a month. How are you going to achieve it?
Well, I got to sell more.
You know?
I got to do more private lessons.
Okay.
I got to generate more leads. I got to generate more private lessons. And I can do some stuff on the side.
You know? But look, but there you go. You already started. I want to generate 1,000 more a month. You already set the goal, 1,000 more a month. Good goal. Okay? So now within that month, what are you going to do? You say you got to make more sales. Well, that's not specific. Everybody says I want to make more sales. Then you fixed it right away. I need to generate more leads. Okay? Now, we're not going to give the real numbers. I have 25 leads right now. And 25 leads are generating me X amount of dollars. Mm-hmm. So now how many leads do I need? If 25 leads, and I'm setting them, and say 50%, and so say 12 appointments come in, and that gets me $200. Rough math, how much more you got to do? 5 times the amount.
Yep.
So you need 125 leads, okay? And you need 60 to show. Now you can have a chance at $1,000. That's an example. But for you to tell me, hey, I want to make $1,000, I need to make more sales, what does that consist of? Did you write down how many leads you have now? Mm-hmm. Did you write down, can you look at the stats? You know what I mean? Can you look at the stats and say, I have this many leads coming in. I have this many people that I'm getting on the phone. I have this many people coming into the academy. And out of this many people that come to the academy, this is how much I close. Can you pull that up right now? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If the answer is no, you should fix that number one right there. That's the easiest thing. Because now, guess what? You just plug and crunch. If this is generating $200, I want to do 1,000 times 5 right there. Or times 3. That will give me $600. I make another $400 here. I need to make 3 private lessons a week. 3 more. There you go. You just crunch the numbers this fast per time. You have your specific goal. I can measure those goals. Is it achievable? Yes, and I set a time for it. Mm-hmm. It's not that hard, but it's actually doing it. The hard part is, like we talked about Monday, is the execution. We can sit here and I can live in my fairy tale world. I can sit here, man. I can have a dopamine. I can overdose on dopamine right now by talking to myself about my goals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I can see it in my head. What does that mean? What does that matter? I'm gonna feel good for today. Maybe the whole day. I'll restart tomorrow. It ain't gonna happen unless I execute. So you ain't gonna achieve that unless you execute the numbers. Unless you write down the stats, you know, and you keep up with it. The daily disciplines.
Yeah.
Which is daily disciplines, another damn topic. Because you cannot set the goals and do it and have the discipline every day to work on them and expect to achieve them. Daily disciplines, what does that consist of? That's your goal setting. What is your daily task? Bejo says it. The GSD list, get shit done list. That he creates, and every day he gets up and does it. Do you have the GSD list, the get shit done list? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And so what does that consist for you? You know, so that's something that you guys got to think about, okay? Is break down those big goals into something that you can measure, something that you can achieve, smaller goals, okay? And so this is a smaller goal. I want you guys to have these smaller goals. These are big goals, guys. When you achieve this, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
You achieve $1,000 more a month. You lose 2 pounds a month. Guys, I'm proud of you. Good job. May God give you more, right? That's a good thing.
Amen.
So even if somebody says it's small, don't worry about them. You achieve them, that's a big thing. Because guess what? You're only going to get better and you're going to get stronger and the goals are going to get bigger. Okay? So now I want those small goals, smart goals. And now I want you to have big, audacious goals. I'm talking about, man, like sitting on a ranch in the Midwest. I was telling somebody this the other night. We were watching a show together, and I said, I can imagine myself sitting on my ranch I'm gonna wrap around porch in a rocking chair, have a nice cup of coffee with me, you know, and look out and the sunset, and I can see the mountains, you know, the snowy tops on the mountains, and I can see the elk moving, and I can hear the elk bugling. Man, I can feel it. You know what I'm saying? Like a goal like that, you know, something big, guys, something like you dream of. You need to have big goals. That's where the growth in your mind, stimulate the mind, let the mind work, let your brain expand. Let the eye of the brain expand. You know what I mean? Expand your mind. This is also going to help you to keep going. You know what I mean? So it can be, I want a Lamborghini if that's what you want. That's fine. Okay? But set some big goals as well.
100%. Now I remember you got me into this. You were like, you need small goals, medium goals, big goals, right? And I remember my small goals were basically my daily goals. Mm-hmm. One of them was like drink a gallon a day. Train martial arts at least once a day, whether it's Muay Thai or Jiu-Jitsu. And just all these small goals, these daily goals. And then our medium goals were my goals for the month. How much was I going to have? How much of it did I achieve in a month? And then the big goals were like what I expect to do for the year, right? And then the enormous goals was like overselling, you know? And you can never oversell.
The villa,
but you know,
lowrider.
These big, fat, buffy, obese goals, you know? And believe it or not, when I started doing that, especially like my small goals were like my daily goals. I noticed I'll go down list, I'll hit them. Like that get shit done list.
Yeah.
You hit it, you hit it, you hit it, you hit it, hit it. And my satisfaction came from crossing that out. Boom, boom. I'll write every day and I'll cross it out. And I'll feel good. Like, damn, I got these wins.
Yeah.
And then these wins start to snowball. And then 30 days later, you feel like you're the G. And then it just keeps going. But the downfall of that is when you've been on a roll, and we've been doing good, and you miss one day, it sets you back 30 days.
Yeah.
It does set you back. Like, you trip one day, then you got to build all that momentum again.
Right.
You know, so I think when I did that change too, like you said, that like break them down. Not just have this one go for the end of the year, but you started breaking it down. And then it really did help me achieve these goals and keep me accountable. Because now you got an action plan.
Yeah.
You know? But, so okay, these people, right, they're motivated. They got their goals. They broken them down, right? People get to this point, but yet they still fail. You know, it's like a comet in the sky, coming in high, it's blazing, it's burning, and then it fades away, dissipates into dust, and now all you see is a dark sky. You know, this is very common. You know, why is it that people cannot be consistent? Why is it that they cannot stay disciplined, even though they have all these recipes, right? They have the recipe, they have the goals, they're breaking it down, they know how much they need to make a month, how much they need to make weekly, how they make much a day, to the science, but yet they can't get it. Because, man, we're human. We are human, man. At the end of the day, you have to realize that we are human. The truth is I call myself a machine. I'm not a machine. I ain't no damn robot. Robot, you can program it and they get up and do it every day. I can program a robot to do something for me every single day. It's a computer. I'm not a damn computer. I got a brain. I got a mind that thinks. The brain is so powerful. The mindset is so powerful. You know what I mean? And on top of that, I got the lady in the red dress always around me. Negative self-talk. Procrastination. Lack of discipline. Lack of drive. Lack of visualization. Lack of belief. That's why you don't do it. Anything comes in. Any hardship comes in. Roadblock. That's it. I'm done. I can't do it. Why? Because you lack the sharpness of your sword mentally. Your swords are not sharp. They're dull. They can't even cut a freaking soft cake open. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's why. Because guess what? I struggle with procrastination. Sometimes I struggle with belief because some of my goals are ginormous. Okay? I struggle with discipline of doing that damn shit every day.
Okay? I struggle with the negative talk of my mind comes in, or the negative talk of the people around me. I struggle with all this, but I have to decide whether I let it consume me or I push it out of my way. I let the roadblocks, the barriers consume me or stop me, or I push it out of my way. If you truly believe to your soul or your goal, nothing stops you. I got a call the other day with some BS. I told him, I said, F it, I'm going to take care of it. I'm going to fix it. That's not going to stop me. Whatever that problem was, I'm going to run through that damn wall. That's just one thing that popped up in my way that's trying to stop me from achieving my goals. That's the way I look at it. Now it's personal. Now I'm in a fight with that thing. You're not going to stop me. I take it as a threat. I take it as like you're trying to leave a mark on me. You're trying to prevent me from achieving what I want. Ain't a damn person going to stop me from achieving from what I want. So it's not possible if I don't have the belief. It's not possible if my swords are not sharp enough. If my sword was not sharp enough, I can't talk to myself like that. I can't get in this battle when this calamity falls on my head on a random freaking Monday. And I talk to myself like, oh, this ain't going to stop me. I don't give a damn about that. I don't care how big it is. I'm going to take it out. So this happens because of the lack of how sharp your sword is. Doing the daily disciplines. The daily discipline is what's hard. Sharpen your body, your mind. What am I doing for my body? Am I working out? Me working out 30 minutes a day every day is going to make me sharper. It's going to get me prepared to run through this roadblock when it pops up in my way. Me getting in the cold plunge, the ice bath. Right? The other night I got in there, ice bath. Got in there for 3 minutes. And I was like, no, I was talking about survival of the fittest. No, this ain't working. 6 minutes. This is 6 minutes.
Really?
Like 6 minutes and a half. Like if I want to be that guy, if I want to achieve this goal, I'm going to win this battle against my mind. I was losing the battle, right? It's hard for me to get in there. I don't get in there because it's raining. It was raining. F it. Get in there. So if I win this battle against the ice bath, that made me sharper in my mind. Even if it's just a little bit. 0.00001. Now, if I can do that every day a little bit, I'm going to be prepared for this shit. You know what I mean? I'm going to be prepared for when this comes up, because it's not if it comes up, by the way. This is not if. This is when. And guess what? The same day that you set your goals, 2025, the same day you're going to have a roadblock. The same day. Not like 3 months or 2 weeks. The same day. Fajan, you're going to get a notification on Instagram. You're going to open your phone. You're going to scroll. You're going to get a text from a girl. Hey, you up? You're going to reply to her goofy ass.
Yeah, no, not me, though.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about little Johnny over here. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to reply to that.
Yeah.
Your friend's going to text you. Hey, let's go hang out at the bar. You're going to reply to it. Or are you going to reply to it? I'm not. Shit, I just started 2025. I have X, Y, and Z to achieve. I got something to do. Would I like to hang out with you guys? Yeah, maybe not at the bar, but I'd like to hang out with you guys. I got goals to achieve. I'm sorry. Cut my social media. I've been working on a social media plan for the last few weeks. Okay, I'm kind of on it now. Getting on it. So it's going to prevent me from spending so much time on social media. So I'm doing things that are the lady in the red dress for me. Okay? Because it's not if. It's when these roadblocks come up. What are you going to do? Do you run through them or you stop? Now, by law, in the car, you got to stop at a stop sign or red light. And in the goal setting, you don't. You can cut that light.
Powerful. So when these blocks come up, just run straight through them.
You have to run straight through them. You know, and if you hit a roadblock and it's like a roadblock completely, guess what? You got to pivot. You got to detour. You gotta be able to adapt. Adaptability is a skill not many people have. Not many men have that these days. What do you do when a calamity hits you? What do you do when you're fired? Can you adapt to that? Can you generate money? Can you pay the bills? Can you feed your wife and your kids? Not many people can answer yes to that. You know what I mean? Not many. The number is very small. Okay? Adaptability is a big skill set. This is something that you have to be ready for. That's something you have to study. Something that you have to prepare for. I'm going to adapt to that roadblock. I'm going to take another side street and keep going. I'm going to detour to achieve my goal. I'm not going to stop. And guess what? If it's a little branch in the street, I'm either going to go around it or I'm going to run it over. It's not going to stop me there at my goal. Okay? So it's not if, guys. It's when it happens. You have to be prepared to run through those barriers. Okay? And those are going to be challenges. The challenge is not like how I get challenged, I'm going to stop. I'm done. That's another opportunity. I'm going to rise up to the challenge.
Yeah.
Me rising up to the challenge. Me facing the challenge. Me taking the challenge. Guess what that does? That expands my mind. That gives me something to learn. That gives me a moment of growth. But if I run from the challenge, there's no growth. I didn't get sharper because it's hard. No. Go toward it. So the challenges are good. They're going to be there. That's part of life. That's part of your goal setting. Okay? So rise up to it. The next thing, guys, so we're on this now, is building a support system. You need people around you that are on the same wavelength or higher than you. Okay? The truth is you need people that are ahead of you. Okay? But the people that are around you, they have to have some kind of goals. We talked about this on episode 32, sacrifice, right? Mm-hmm. And Ben is still messing with me until today about it, by the way. Ben is salty about this. He's like, man, you really can sacrifice me, you know, like, you're like, he keeps saying like, I'm not your friend, right? And the truth is like, not Ben's, I'm not going to hang out with people that are not looking to do this. I'm not going to do it. I'm sorry. In the time and place I am now, I'm not going to do it. In my free time, I'm not doing it. Okay? In my free time, I'm going to go have a cup of coffee. I'm going to hang out with somebody that's part of my support system, that's going to text me, are you getting after your goals? That's going to text me, good job, I'm proud of you. Say, hey, that's going to text you, I wish you success. Or I'm going to text you tips to become successful. I'm going to text you things that I'm working on. Right? Go back and forth, helping each other. And I want to become a millionaire. I'm going to surround myself with multimillionaires. I want to become a millionaire. I need to find a billionaire to hang out with. You know what I mean? I want to get in shape. I want to find somebody that's in shape, that's on the same journey. I want to get good at jiu-jitsu. I'm going to surround somebody that's good at jiu-jitsu, that can teach me jiu-jitsu. Okay? So what is your support system? If your support system is a bunch of limps, handicap, you're going to learn how to limp. You know what I'm saying? If your support system is a bunch of hardcore killers, hardcore entrepreneurs, you're going to become a good entrepreneur. You know what I mean? So your support system is important. And you have to surround yourself with good people.
100%. You know, they've always talked about that. You are who you become. Against the Bible says it. All the religious books say it. Building your support system. And that's why doing jiu-jitsu is one of the best things you can do for yourself, because these guys will keep you accountable. You know, you miss out, especially you come to border martial arts. Coach Mel gonna be asking you, I'm gonna be asking where you've been hiding, right? Where you've been hiding. And I remember when I first used to start training. And funny enough, there's actually this one guy texting me, right? He missed the one day, right? And then he texted me, man, I'm so sorry. I promise I ain't no wuss. Missed another day. Bro, I promise you life is getting in the way. But I will be there. Okay, bro, let's just see you train before the end of the year. Right? These things will have you accountable. And then I think going to 2025, you know, you got to drop the bad habits and you got to drop the bad people. You know, drop the bad habits. Well, I think one of the biggest things is that you mentioned is fear of failure. You know, I was reading Gustavo Dante's book, Fear of Failure. Fear of failure stops many people. Mm-hmm. And people will actually work harder to prevent themselves from failing than to put themselves in a position to win. Yep. Because their ego, they don't want to feel like they lose. Mm-hmm. Their ego doesn't want to feel like they're less than. Yep. They don't want to accept the reality that, hey, I do need to work harder. Or just the reality that comes and the learning experience that comes from failure. People don't like that feeling, right? Nobody likes to fail, right? But shit happens sometimes. You fail. I think that's one of the biggest things that people have that they don't realize. It's a fear of failure. For example, like a fear of people's expectations. That's one of the biggest things that every human being, I think, experiences or has experienced, is like caring what people think. Mm-hmm. or if people look up to you, you're afraid that the image that they have of you is no longer there, right? Like they say, like imagine, oh, Coach Mo, fudging, da. He's supposed to be able to do everything in the world, right? You're like, damn, like these people look at me like that. Like maybe I'm not gonna put myself in this position because what if I fail? Then they're gonna look at me like, well, maybe he's not Iron Man or whatever, right? Like I think that's one of the biggest things that most people aren't aware of is that they have a fear of failure. And, you know, fudging, you gotta drop those friends, you know. I realized that when I dropped people that weren't good for me and good for my future, then when I dropped those people in those associations, I grew even more, you know? And then it sounds harsh, like people could be like, oh, it sounds like you're just like interested in people. Like you're not genuine. I don't mean I'm genuine, right? I'm a real motherfucker. But it just means that at the end of the day, you gotta put yourself first.
Yeah.
You know? And then if you're just gonna hang out with people just because you don't want them to think like you're an a-hole or whatever, what is that gonna do for your future?
Yep.
Okay, they're on a different path. Their future's gonna look that way. Like, are you gonna sacrifice your future for that person? You know? I would say don't sacrifice your future for boyfriend, girlfriend, friends. Because at the end of the day, you're the one that lives that life. You know, you don't want to be in a deathbed regretting like, Fudge and Susie, I moved to Seattle for her ass and didn't achieve my dream. Or something goofy like that, right? But it happens all the time.
Yep.
So I think now this is one thing that you see very common. So people, let's say they start off the year hot, back to starting off hot. But somewhere amongst the year, March, April, May, people lose the plot. They forget like the promises they made to themselves.
Yep.
They start wandering, you know, like a ship without a vessel. Now they're going, you know, like they're moving, but like in the same spot.
Yep.
They're moving, but they're not advancing. How do you prevent that? How do you prevent from losing the plot, you know, from being derailed and just wandering?
So this goes back to mindset. Again, Sharpen Your Sword podcast, guys. Sharpen Your Sword podcast. If you truly live by this motto, this idea, guys, I promise you, I'm telling you, I promise you, you will have become a better version of yourself. You will live a better life. I guarantee it. If you truly take the Sharpen Your Sword motto and sharpen your swords, okay, all the way, then you will become better. Guarantee. I put a stamp on it. Guarantee. So this happens again from the lack of having a sharp sword. If it's not physical, it's mental. Because it's not easy. Again, there's no secret. I'm going back to the same thing. I'm going back to the same thing. Over and over again. Your sword is not sharp. Physically or mentally. Okay? So this is, we're humans. We're going to fall off. It's hard to be disciplined. That's where mindset is. So you need to do small daily disciplines. Small things. Okay? And here's a good thing. I'm going to get to the big secret sauce at the end. Not a secret sauce, but I've done the work. We've done the work for you. Sharpen Your Sword podcast has done the work for you. Okay?
You're welcome.
So your mindset is a big deal. It's preparing your mindset for a growth mindset. Episode 31. Go watch it. The mindset is the #1 tool. This is the tool that you need to achieve what you want. Bottom line. If this is ready, you're ready. If this thing is ready, you're ready to go. If you can get a hold of this, I've told you this. If you can get a grasp on your mindset, nobody can stop you. Not a damn person or thing minus God can stop you. The only way you're stopping me is putting me 6 feet on the ground. That's it. Other than that, I'm working. I know what I've attached my goals to. I've attached myself to these goals for A, B, C. 1, 2, 3. I've attached my reason to it. That's it. Unless I'm dead, I'm going to keep going. Now, how do I do this, guys? My support system. I'm not gonna BS with you, because that's negative mental health for me when I sit people and they're just BSing. Okay. Second thing, guys, is having mental clarity. I talked about the brain rot. That's why I thank God for 2024. The brain rot is a big deal. Brain fog is a big deal. You need to clear that out of the way. Take it out. You need to clear it. You need to clear it by forging yourself like metal steel. Go through the grinder, ice bath, work out, run, train jiu-jitsu, boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, lift weights. You need to have something hard to put your body through it. That's going to challenge you mentally. Okay? To build that mindset. That helps you clear your brain. Monday, I was upset. You caught me in the back room screaming, right? Yelling on the phone. Right? I'm upset, yelling on the phone. Guess what? I hung up the phone, went and got my tail on the jiu-jitsu mat. Because if I didn't get on the mat, it would have been a bad day. I went and got my butt on the jiu-jitsu mat. I went and trained. I almost took my gi off. I had my gi on. Wallah, I almost took my gi off. I promise. Almost took my gi off. That's how upset I was. Nope, go train. Go do something. Clear your mind. I didn't train to the point that I wanted to train, but I trained to clear my mind. Okay? So clear this thing, guys. Clear this. Of all the negative BS, take it out of your head. Mental clarity, you need it. Okay? If you want to meditate, that's fine. I know girls, they like to journal. I personally don't really journal. I do make notes, but I don't write like, oh, I see this cute guy today. You know? Or, oh, I saw this cute girl today. You know? Or I want to live on, you know, in my fairy tale world on whatever. You know what I mean? So maybe you like to journal. Or maybe take notes, whatever you want to call it. I take notes. I don't like calling it journaling, okay? I take notes in my book or my notes. Be mindful of your goal. Be mindful of what you do day to day. Don't be on the hamster wheel. Most people are on the hamster wheel. 2025, everybody's on the hamster wheel the first quarter. Not even the first quarter, the first month. Some people make it to the second month. The number drops. Some people make it to the third month. The number drops. Some people make it to the fourth month. The number drops. Every day that passes, the number gets smaller. Because they go back to the hamster wheel. We're used to being on this wheel. It's easy to be on this wheel. Just go about your day, wake up, take a shit, eat, go to sleep, wake up, do it again. You know what I mean? So be mindful of what you do day to day, of your work day to day. Okay? So be mindful of that every single day. And work on your focus. Put your attention on something. You know? Put your attention to something. Narrow it down every day. Narrow it down every single day. What's my focus on? I need to focus on this for my goal. Okay? This is going to help you. Another thing that I do is affirmations and visualization. Visualization is a big one for me. I sit there almost every day and I think about my goals. And I feel it, I smell it, I everything. Like I told you the ranch thing. I feel it, I smell it. It's a cold day outside. I have my pair of Wranglers on or my Levi jeans. Maybe I have some thermals under it because it's cold out there. I got my cowboy boots on. I have maybe a thermal underneath and I have a flannel. Okay? And I have my toboggan on. It's called a toboggan, right? Mm-hmm. Sweater cap, whatever you call it. I have my brownish sweater cap on. Sitting there, got my dog next to me, got a shotgun next to me on a old rocking chair, and a cup of coffee like in a steel cup. Wrap around porch. 3-4 steps down the porch. Look out, mountains. See the elk, hear the bugling. It's a cold day, foggy. I see it, the coffee, the smoke coming from the coffee, the mist coming from the coffee. I smell it, I feel it, everything. Everything. I do this every day. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So visualization helps. Why? Because I got a dopamine rush. My mind got stimulated. Damn, I want that. So if I really want that, what am I going to do? I'm going to get my ass to work. I'm going to work on that goal. And on top of that, when the doubt comes in, affirmations. I can do this. I can do this. I will do this. I will live that dream. Because I 100% believe it. These are things that will help you stay this course and not fall off.
100%. The last thing I got to say is, obviously there's all these goals, there's everything you want to do, right? But you can only live one day at a time. You can't live the whole year at once. You can only perform great one day at a time. And so the same way that a bricklayer makes a great house, a beautiful house, you can only make a great life one day at a time.
Yep.
And if you live one day at a time, win every day, you'll see that you won 2025, you win the decade, and you win life.
Yep. That's powerful. Anything else you want to add?
That's it, man. Just get after it.
You heard the man, guys. Get after it. And here's the final thing I'm going to give you if you made it this far. Okay? We made this whole thing simple. I told you, pen and paper. We made this whole process simple. Okay? We've broken it down to you on a PDF, 8 pages. Okay? 8-page document PDF. If you want it, you shoot us a message. Absolutely free. $0. Not even 1 penny. Okay? It's a 2025 goal setting worksheet that I've created for you, that we Sharpen Your Sword podcast created for you. And I want to give it to you for free. And this is going to break it down, guys, all the way to the bare bone. To the point where every goal is going to be broken down in actions and everything. What are your goals? Personal, financial, fitness. All of this is broken down. You put it in, you write it out, and you get after it in 2025. It does not get better than that, guys.
Where can they find this?
Shoot us a message, guys. So shoot me a message on Sharpen Your Sword Podcast, Instagram, and we'll send you a PDF. Okay? Shoot us a message on Sharpen Your Sword Podcast Instagram, and we'll shoot you a PDF. Or Sharpen Your Sword Podcast, Sharpen Your Sword 100@gmail.com. And say, hey, I listened to episode 34 and I want the 2025 goal setting worksheet. I promise you guys, this is the best the worksheet I've ever seen. Me personally, I've tried so many. This is the best one we've created. To the point that I'm giving it to everybody that I know. All right? Thank you for staying tuned, guys. Sharpen your sword like always. You have 2 swords like the samurais. One is your body, one is your mind. If you sharpen these every single day, you can achieve your goals and you'll become a better you for yourself, for your family, for your community, and for your country. So sharpen your sword, and I wish you success in 2025. And I believe in you. You have to believe in yourself. And I'll see you on the next episode of Sharpen Your Sword Podcast. Peace out, guys.